So we have stopped moving. We have caught our breath. We've spent the last two deep dives learning how to just be.
Right. Chapter 1 was about establishing stillness to find that awareness.
And then chapter 2 was using breath to find regulation. But here's the thing. You can't just sit on a meditation cushion forever.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually you have to get up and, deal with the world.
And that is exactly where we are today. We're moving into Chapter 3 of the Wise Woman Code. If the first two chapters were about stopping, this one is about starting.
It is.
It introduces the concept of direction.
Which brings us to a title that, I'll be honest, it always makes my skeptical alarms go off. Visualize what you want.
I can see why.
My mind immediately goes to, vision boards or trying to manifest a good parking spot. It just feels a little fluffy.
It can. But the author, Michelle Rice, she frames it with a maxim that really anchors the whole thing and cuts right through that fluff.
What's that?
She writes, "The wise woman directs her mind before she directs her life."
Directs her mind before she directs her life. Huh. I mean, it sounds simple, but it implies that most of us are doing it completely backward.
We are. We're letting life direct us, and our minds are just reacting to all the chaos.
Right, living in reaction mode. Something happens, we react. A crisis hits, we panic.
Precisely. And in the context of the code, visualization isn't about fantasy. It's not magic. It's disciplined mental direction.
So it's conditioning.
It's conditioning. Think of it less like making a wish and more like an athlete running drills before the game.
Okay, let's stick with that athlete analogy. If I'm already calm because I did my stillness work and my breathing, why isn't that enough? Why do I need this other layer of, active visualization?
Because a regulated mind that isn't directed will eventually drift. That's just what the brain does. It's a problem-solving machine.
So if you don't give it a job?
It'll find one.
Yeah.
Defaults to old patterns or whatever's loudest in your environment. Visualization is the tool that keeps that regulated energy from just leaking away.
So stillness stops the spinning, but visualization actually steers the ship.
That is a perfect way to put it.
Yeah.
And it isn't just a metaphor. To understand why this works, we have to look at the neuroscience of it.
Okay.
The brain has this specific quirk. It really struggles to distinguish between a vivid mental image and an actual lived experience.
I've heard this before, right? That your brain lights up the same way, whether you're playing the piano or just imagining playing the piano. But does that really matter for, daily stress?
It is entirely true, and it matters immensely.
Mm.
Vivid mental imagery activates the same neural circuits as physical action. You are, in effect, engaging in perceived rehearsal.
Perceived rehearsal.
Your nervous system is literally logging reps. The brain strengthens neural pathways through repetition, and it doesn't care if that repetition is physical or purely mental.
Okay, so if I'm sitting here and I'm imagining a difficult conversation, my brain is literally building the physical wiring to have that conversation.
Correct. It's preparing the chemicals, the muscle tension, the emotional state required for whatever you're rehearsing.
If the brain rehearses what it repeatedly sees, that's actually kind of terrifying.
How so?
Because if I look at my average day, I'm not rehearsing calm success. I'm rehearsing arguments I haven't even had yet. I'm replaying some stupid thing I said in a meeting 5 years ago. I'm imagining my boss getting mad at me.
And that is the critical insight here. Rice distinguishes between rumination and intentional rehearsal. Most of us are master visualizers.
We're just visualizing the wrong thing.
Exactly. We're visualizing disaster.
Right.
When you worry or spiral, that's what she calls unintentional rehearsal. You're visualizing a threat. And because your brain can't tell the difference between an imagined threat and a real one, it prepares your body for it.
It pumps cortisol. My muscles get tight.
It shortens your breath. You are effectively practicing anxiety.
Wow, that hits hard. You're saying I'm practicing anxiety like I'm practicing a sport. I'm getting better at it because I'm doing the reps.
You're strengthening the neural pathway that says, this situation equals danger. You are conditioning chaos.
Which explains why I can be totally safe on my couch, but my heart is racing because I'm thinking about a presentation next week.
Precisely. You are physically training your body to panic.
So when I walk into that presentation, my body's like, oh, I know the script, time to panic.
We've run this drill 100 times.
Yeah.
Yes. Visualization in the code is the act of hijacking that process. It's about replacing unintentional rehearsal with intentional rehearsal.
So we're taking control of the script.
We're conditioning the body for steadiness instead.
Okay, so we're hacking the system. Instead of the disaster movie script, we're feeding our brain a steadiness script. But practically, what does that look like? The book gives some very specific examples, and none of them involve visualizing, a pile of money.
No, and that's a key distinction. We aren't visualizing the outcome. We can't control the outcome.
Right, or other people.
Exactly. We are visualizing our state of being. So one example is preparing for a high-stakes meeting. You don't visualize your boss agreeing with you. You visualize your own posture.
Okay, so I'm seeing myself sitting there grounded.
You imagine the sensation of your feet on the floor. You rehearse the calm delivery of a difficult message. You can literally hear the tone of your own voice in your mind. Low, slow, steady. You feel your breath.
It's all internal. It's all focused on the things I actually have control over. My breath, my tone, my body.
It is about mentally rehearsing composure during a challenge. If you know a conflict is coming, you close your eyes and you practice in your mind, maintaining that slow, diaphragmatic breath from Chapter 2.
And you see yourself staying in what Rice calls the clear zone. Can we unpack that term?
The clear zone is a state where the mind is steady and the spirit is awake. It's that place where you aren't just reacting to noise. You're centered in your own authority. Visualization helps you get to the clear zone by default, not by accident.
And the theory is, if I've seen myself do that 50 times in my head when I walk into the room for real.
It feels familiar, and that's the key. The brain loves familiarity. It interprets the unknown as a threat, but the familiar as safe. If steadiness feels familiar because you've rehearsed it, your brain is far more likely to choose it over panic.
That makes so much sense. It fosters what the book calls alignment, that state where your thoughts, actions, and energy are all working together.
And that alignment is a result of preparation. You don't just hope for it, you condition it.
Now, there's another side to this. We've talked about preparing for the future, but the book also talks about using this for present regulation. Like right now, when I'm already stressed.
Yes, this is where we get into the concept of the mental safe place.
I have to admit, safe place is a term that feels a little, I don't know, like a therapy trope. Go to your happy place. But the book is very specific about how to do this, so it actually works physiologically.
It moves beyond the cliche. The manuals are clear that the imagery must be paired with diaphragmatic breath. You can't just think your way out of a stress response.
You have to breathe your way out.
While directing the mind. The image is just a tool to help the breath work.
Okay, but here's where I always get stuck. I'll try to picture a beach, right? But then I start obsessing over the details. Are the waves big? Is it sunny? Wait, I hate sand, maybe a forest, but are there bugs? I get distracted.
That is a very common obstacle. We try to direct the movie instead of feeling the scene. The fix, according to the text, is this. The objective is not the visual scenery. The objective is the felt sense of safety.
So it doesn't have to be in high definition.
Not at all. The image, a beach, a forest, your grandmother's kitchen, it's just a trigger. It's a container for the feeling.
So if the image is blurry, that's okay.
It's perfectly fine. You're looking for the physiological shift. You use the image as an anchor to access a feeling of relief. And again, repetition is key. The more you visit this space when you're calm, the faster you can access it when you're not.
It's like creating a desktop shortcut on your computer. You program it so you don't have to dig through 10 folders to find the calm file when you're already panicking.
That's it exactly. Repetition builds access. Eventually, just closing your eyes and flashing that image will signal the nervous system to downregulate.
This leads to a bigger idea in the chapter that I found really compelling. It's about identity. That when we do this, we're not just palming down for 5 minutes. We're actually changing how we see ourselves.
We are. The logic is very robust. 1, what is repeatedly visualized becomes neurologically familiar. 2, familiarity reduces the brain's threat response.
And 3?
A reduced threat response increases your composure in real life.
So by visualizing myself as a steady person, a wise woman, I'm making that identity feel less like a costume and more like me.
You are conditioning clarity before it is lived.
Mm-hmm.
Most people wait for life to be calm before they feel calm. This approach is about visualizing the calm, conditioning it, and then bringing that into the chaos.
Which removes that whole imposter syndrome feeling, right? We're not pretending. We're just unlocking a capacity that's already there, buried under all that unintentional rehearsal of failure.
Exactly. You're removing the interference.
All right, let's get tactical. I want to make sure everyone listening walks away with the how-to. The book outlines this as a 3 to 5 minute practice.
The brevity is intentional. It's about consistency. You can always find 3 minutes.
Okay, so walk us through the steps.
Step 1, close your eyes and take 3 slow diaphragmatic breaths.
Anchoring in the body. We never skip the breath.
Never. It's the entry ticket. Step 2 is to choose one focus. Option A is a future event you want to navigate confidently.
That's the rehearsal part.
And option B is a present emotion you want to regulate. That's the safe place work.
I like that flexibility. Sometimes there isn't a big battle tomorrow. There's just a knot in my stomach right now. So I choose my focus. Then what?
Step 3 is to visualize the internal details. See your posture. Is it upright? Feel your breath. Is it slow? Hear your tone. Is it steady? You're painting a picture of composure.
Okay, practical question. What if I start doing this and the anxiety wins? I try to visualize the meeting and my brain just hits play on the disaster movie again.
The instruction for that is very clear. Abort. You stop the scenario immediately, and you return to your mental safe place. You go back to the image that offers safety, and you re-regulate.
That is such helpful permission. You don't have to force your way through it. You just retreat, get your breath, and maybe try again tomorrow.
The goal is simply for the mind to learn the pathway, to calm. Consistency matters more than intensity.
It's practice, like learning an instrument. You play the scales every day so that when the concert comes, your fingers just know where to go.
And you can't play the complex piece if you haven't mastered the scales. This is why the progression is so important. Stillness, then breath, then direction.
There's a reflection question at the end of the chapter that I found really grounding. It asks, where is a place real or imagined that brings calm and steadiness to my body and mind?
It's a simple question, but the answer provides the anchor for the entire practice.
And the key, based on all this, is having that answer ready before you need it. The middle of a panic attack is not the time to start trying to remember a calming location.
Correct. You define the anchor when you're calm, so you can grab it when you're drowning.
It really all comes back to that idea that clarity is created before it's lived. We do the work in these quiet moments so the rest of the day can be different.
That is the essence of it. The wise woman cultivates calm within herself and brings it to life.
So as we wrap up, we're leaving the realm of just breathing and stepping into the realm of active design.
We're envisioning what we want.
Which leads us perfectly to the affirmation for this chapter. This is one to write down.
I envision what I want, and I move toward it with clarity and purpose.
I love that. I envision what I want, and I move toward it with clarity and purpose. It's so active, so directed.
And it's aligned.
Next time, we're going to see how that internal alignment starts to come out of our mouths. We're moving on to part 1, chapter 4, Speak Kindly to Yourself.
Which is where we learned that the voice we use internally becomes the life we live externally.
I can't wait. To you listening, take your 3 minutes today. Direct your mind before the world directs it for you. Thanks for diving in with us.
Until next time.